G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the color blue as the Chinese, we've got Recon. And in the north of the map, playing in the color yellow also as the Chinese, it's Beastie Cutie. Do not be fooled. His name may look particularly French, and I assure you it is not. This is not Marine Lord, no sorry Bob, this is Beastie Cutie. We got ourselves a little bit of a rematch right here. These two guys going at it once again. Now for anybody who missed it the first time, at Red Bull Walla Lol, Beastie actually 2-0'd Recon in the very first round. I remember going up to Recon before the game. Oh, he was an absolute mess. He was so, I don't want to say scared, I think he was very anxious. You know, it's his first really big event. He was very, very anxious. But speaking of anxiety, if you're having trouble with Chinese on the ladder, well, have I got a solution for you? I'm talking about Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. Are you keen to get better at Age of Empires 4? Are you interested in watching someone else get coached or getting some one-on-one coaching for yourself? If so, check out the Patreon, where you can find dozens of coaching videos where I personally guide players through the process of improvement, with new videos being added every single week. With coaching for all skill levels and for all civilizations, there's something for everyone. Now, when it comes to my credentials, while I might not be the Red Bull Walla Lol champion, I'm still a pretty decent skill level, sitting at the Conqueror 3 ranking for 1v1. So if you are interested in some coaching, make sure you check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's get back to the action. Alright, well, it is a rare sight to see a Chinese mirror, but I think on a map like Mediterranean, it is highly likely that it's going to happen eventually. China is considered by many to be the best water civilization in the game, and pretty much the best land civ as well. Obviously, they're so good at water, though, to think that they're that good at land as well is kind of crazy. And it feels good, you know, being a China main, having mained China for so damn long. I've been playing China since the closed beta. Let's just put it that way. I've been a China enjoyer for a long time, so it's great to have them finally out on top, because I'll be honest, it's been a long time that we haven't gotten too much love. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on today. Of course, it is Mediterranean. This is a ranked ladder game, and Recon is looking to get one up over Beastie. As I mentioned before, these guys did meet at Red Bull Walla Lol, and Recon's probably coming back right now with a vengeance. I suspect the nerves aren't there this time, so maybe he's going to be able to put on quite a show for us. Playing as the Chinese, I'm looking forward to what he's got. When it comes to their openings, it looks like we've got identical openings out of these guys so far. No Imperial official coming out just yet for either player. Take a look onto the south side, and it's going to be a single scout opening for both players as well. Now, one of the things to note is that we do have a north-south orientation spawn, which means that over the course of the game, I may actually look to flip these guys around. As you can see at the top of your screen, I can flip them around at my whim. So I'll be probably keeping them around like this, I guess, for the moment, because technically it's like one, like a little bit, like if we go... it's one town center's here and one town center's there. But, you know, if Beastie looks to expand over this way and then Recon looks to expand over here, I'm probably going to switch them around. But anyway, look, we'll get to that when we get to it. Now, let's talk a little bit about why China is so good on the water. Number one is that their docks are much faster than any other dock. The Chinese dock produces units 20% faster. Now, you can't supervise a Chinese dock. It'd be kind of crazy. But they do collect tax, and it's a pretty decent amount as well. We see a fishing boat dropping in. One tax right there. So it's not huge, but every single time that they train a fishing boat, they're actually making, I think it's 4 tax that they get in. So it's quite a bit. I think it's 4 or 8. My suspicion is it's probably 4, though. Let's have a look and see. It's 4. So there's a lot of gold to be gathered in the early game from these docks as well. But that's not the main reason why China's strong. The main reason why China is super strong on water is this right here. Supervision of the lumber camp. The Imperial official, a very affordable way to invest into your economy, and it gives you 20% more resources. That's a huge amount. When you're talking about 11 villages right now, at 3 minutes into the game, 12 villages now, that's more than 2 extra villages. Beastie on the other side of the map doing the exact same thing. We can see he's done well to replace his lumber camps, making sure that he moves them up almost immediately, maximizing his efficiency here. Compare that down to Recon, we can see quite a bit of walking distance. He's got a place to put a lumber camp down, but obviously it takes a bit of resources to do it. You kind of lose a bit out on the tempo. It's a short-term loss, but a long-term gain. All right, well, for the moment, it looks like an age up going to be coming through shortly from Recon. He's sitting on about 200 gold at the moment. I was going to say Marine Lord, Beastie in the north of the map, actually going with a double dock opening in the Dark Age. So something that we've seen more and more commonly, and I think in a matchup like this, where you're not playing against the Rus, you know what you're up against. You're up against, like, you're up against the Chinese. You're playing the Chinese. You can afford to go this yourself because it's about greed when it comes to the mirror matchup. Your enemy's got everything that you can take advantage of, and you've got everything they can take advantage of. So you want to try and maximize your greed. Try and make sure that you're really taking advantage of it. But we'll ride on board with Recon, because his age up's going to come through shortly. There we see him dropping off what I suspect was a whole bunch of fishing boats. And it's going to be the Imperial Academy that comes down. Let's rate this Imperial Academy right now. Is that an appropriate rating? Is that actually a rating? Can we give that rating? I'm going to need to double check with the judges whether we can give that rating or not. Or not the judges, but rather the umpire. But yes, we can give that rating. That is indeed that's a bit of a strange one, but at the same time, there's not much else to do, is there? Like, what's better than this? Like, I would probably say maybe just make it a bit closer to the wood line, but that's about it. It doesn't get much worse than that. Let's check in with Beastie. Well, if that's an then this is an He gets a gold mine. He hits a actually, he does hit double dock. He does hit the double dock, and he's going to be making a lot of units out of this. So, you know what? Maybe it's not terrible. He hits both of the docks here with the Imperial Academy. That's what he looks to be going for. But we do see the age ups come through now for Recon. Plenty of docks have been made for him. 2 over on this east side, 1 down to the south. So he's on 3 docks at the moment. Does actually get line of sight on Beastie, adding in his 3rd dock as well. But look at this 15 fishing boats at the moment for Beastie. 11 fishing boats for Recon. Huge economic lead already coming out for Beastie in the north of the map. I wish I could change his name from Spear Lord to Beastie. I tell you what, the amount of times I'm going to say Marine Lord in this game accidentally, I suspect it's at least in the double digits. So I do apologize in advance when that does inevitably happen. Wood gathering coming up. He's moved the Imperial official with it. Another village coming down. Expect to see a blacksmith coming out next. But we do see it's going to be a double junk opening. So these are your archer ships. Your war junk is your big boy, your Hulk. We can see that at the moment it looks like Beastie going to be on the defense with a Hulk coming out, or a war junk. I guess we can probably just call it a springald ship. It's a gender neutral term. Let's just put it that way, because you've got Hulks and you've got war junks and you've got what are the other ones? There's all of these different kind of ships that you can get, but they're all the same. They're just cosmetically different, but all their stats align. But the junk numbers starting to build right now. He's up to 4 junks. Might be able to take advantage of his enemy's positioning, but we do see it looks like he boosts out of there with the man the sails ability. Indeed he does. He's getting out, he is receiving enhancement. I do like that that little tooltip right there telling us what's happening. But we do see an explosive junk going to be coming out. Beastie going to be under early pressure here. Just trying to block, finds the archer ship or the junk. Beautiful little, oh, look at the dodges, circles, back and forth. He's missing out shots left and right. Look at him dodging. I'm trying to think of what he's playing as right now. He's like role-playing as a dodgeball player almost, but it looks like the demo's still alive. 1 health out of 145. It heads back to the pavilion. He looks for more heals. He spent all of his time microing, didn't realize that the entire time he was getting hit by war junks, and he's out. And he loses multiple ships on the front line. Beautiful micro, though, coming out from Recon there, really demonstrating that he has pulled quite ahead when it comes to this water game. He knows what's happening. You know, it used to be spin to win. Now it's, well, I guess we're still spinning, but it's a different type of spinning now. We're doing circles. Circle to jerkle. Sorry, it was the first thing that came out of my head. Oh, God, I gotta watch what I say, don't I, fellas? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's natural. I can't even control it. I don't know how it works. That's how it works. It just gives you the silliest thing and just blurts it out. But look at the demo ship. Oh my God, it could have been terrible, but he gets a wonderful hit right there. Recon doing massive damage, now focusing down a whole bunch of the fishing boats on the front line. At the same time, towards the south, it's only a scout. Do not be alarmed, and we head back towards the majority of the damage about to come out once again, and he hits it again on the war junk, and we can see right now why the superior strategy consistently on water is one where you get out those demos and really hammer them towards your enemy. Beastie trying his best to play war junk, but it's so difficult to do when your enemy's got such high tempo. And Recon now going to be on the defensive once again. Beautiful positioning here from Beastie. Numbers are looking good for him. Recon going to need another miracle demo or 3. I love the way that the demos come in. The way that it really reminds me of a lot of Banelings. It's so difficult to deal with. You gotta kind of micro off a couple of Marines to the side and make sure that they shoot the Banelings. It's the exact same thing. And Beastie, obviously being a StarCraft player, being a Terran main of all things, is going to have ultimate familiarity with this. We can see that how far they've already gotten through these forests. 26 villages, 30 villages on wood respectively, for these two players. A huge amount of wood is being collected. And look at this. Neither of them are floating wood. We've got less than 300 wood for one, less than 25, less than 26 wood for the other one. It is, it's not a lot of wood. So where do we go from here? This is the question that I think needs to be answered, because it's not necessarily a stalemate on water. Like, very clearly we're fighting over water, but even if you were to beat your enemy or clear them off, you just put your fishing boats in your dock and eventually you'll rebuild. It doesn't feel good, but you haven't lost water. Look at the demo surround right now. This is looking really solid from Recon. Nice little micro here. You can see him preparing. Archer ship's going to fire off towards the next demo. Nice little dodges, little circling movements, and once again, explosive Dow going to go down. But now the Archer ship's starting to really build up here for Recon. But he's going to have to fall away, realizing that his enemy's got too great of a composition. He can't deal with this. It's not until you start getting towards those 14, 15, 16 Archer ship numbers that they start getting really strong. At this stage in the game, it's still something that you need to add in those sprinkled ships. And you can see Beastie obviously doing very well here so far on the water because of those sprinkled ships. But the burden is definitely upon you. You need to be paying attention all the time. If you blink for a second, everything is gone. The Beastie's been great so far. He's actually copped a few explosive demos to the face, and he's still lived to tell the tale. Not everybody gets to do that. Blacksmith upgrade's going to be looking to come through for both of these players now. Beastie researching balanced projectiles. Rather, steeled arrows. I do apologize. Recon going to be doing the same shortly, as soon as he's got the gold for it. See the gold being dropped off? There it is. Steeled arrow coming through straight away. The timing here for both of these guys, they know exactly what they're going for. They know the windows. And now a whole bunch of barracks getting dropped down. Recon might be looking at this and thinking, is he going castle already? Why is he making all these... What are all these barracks for? He's clicking up to castle already? He can't be. He's too quick. And he'd be right. Beastie nowhere near enough resources to castle age just yet, but it is going to be Spearman. That's going to give it away. Now, Beastie obviously sees the scout from Recon. So he knows that there's always the... There's a part of me that thinks that he's intentionally faking him out right now. He's going to force the scout away. Let's take a look at Beastie and how he's doing on water. I wish there was a way for me to select all of one unit. There's not, but I really wish there was. I don't know why we don't have it. I mean, I played Total Annihilation in 1999. Control Z, baby. That was what did it. That was the hotkey for it. Select all units of the same type. Nice and simple, but we still don't have it. It's 2023. Come on, Riley. Get it together. Now the Archer ship numbers. Once again, looking solid for Recon. He's up to 12. Looking to roleplay as Puppy Paw here. We saw him do this multiple times on Mediterranean. Looking very, very solid. Demo ship comes in. Not a whole lot of damage, though. Down over towards the east side, we can see a wall going to be blocked off. The wall designed to deal with those spearmen that are inevitably making their way towards that front line. But Recon, all of a sudden, looking really solid. The numbers here for him are good. The demo came through. It looked like it was only about half health that he hit, though. And now more sprinkled ships coming out. But more demo ships looking to follow it up. And there's no Archer ships here. One rolls in. Second one comes in. Beastie's in trouble. He's just continuing to follow up with more and more demos. He's got 2 more out. And from here, Beastie loses water. Surely Beastie loses water. There goes the next one. And now it's Archer ships. At least he loses water for the moment. You can never be too sure when it comes to water. Goes for another quick wall and... Beastie over here playing checkers. Recon playing chess. No one saw that move. you can only be in one place at once, Beastie. It was a nice try, though. I give you that. It was a it was a nice try. Now you just come back in and like wall it in again. Just double it up. All right. Well, at this point in time, Beastie in a bit of a tough spot. There are Archer ships killing every single dock right now. Beastie's lost all of the fishing boats. An 8 villager, a 10 villager lead right now for Recon. And the water has been completely lost. Over towards the east side of the map, the walls are coming in thick and fast for Recon. And the Castle Age is coming in behind it. Beastie nowhere in sight with that Castle Age. Recon might have to start What is what is this lumber camp, Recon? Look at this lumber camp. He's like, I kind of want to get this wood, and I kind of want to get this wood, but I don't want to make 2 lumber camps. Instead, I'm going to make 1. And there's 2 people that think that this is good. Number 1 is the bronze 1 players of Age of Empires 4. And number 2, it's Recon. This is not good. Make a 2nd lumber camp, Recon. Now, of course, he is supervising it, and I mean, technically, yeah, that's good. But he doesn't even have his wheelbarrow yet, so it doesn't feel amazing. Let's just put it that way. First wall broken through. Second wall, it's coming down at the moment, but easily we could get a 3rd one up if we wanted to. We just don't build a gate on the next one. Oh, hold on. I was tempted to pause the game right there and be like, excuse me, didn't you just lose water, sir? Weren't we just talking about how you completely got ousted on water? Did Beastie, was Beastie like, nah, just kidding, bro? He was. Look at that. Fishing boat's back out. Can you really even lose water in Age of Empires 4 anymore? Well, the age up now comes through. Recon in the castle age. What upgrades does he look to go for? There's a lot that are available to him. We can't actually see them. +2 from the blacksmith. Always going to be a great option. In addition to that, there is, I think it's called Hemix. Something Hemix, which increases the amount of increases the amount of burst attacks that you fire. So it goes from, I think, from 5 to 7 burst attacks. And there's also armor hulls, which increases the amount of health and armor that your vessels have got. Looks like the spearmen over on the east were shut down. Fortunately, it looks like Recon is more expanding out over to this east side. Beastie kind of just expanding backwards at the moment. Let's hope he goes over towards the west. Makes our scoreboard a little bit easier to deal with. Only the 1 upgrade coming through at this point. Beastie trying to deal with these docks with his land army instead. It felt like Recon had kind of not necessarily given up on water, but that he wasn't he wasn't too keen on kicking Beastie off. He'd been happy with the damage that he did. But another keep. Rather, I said another keep, like there had been multiple throughout this game. But rather, a keep. He's going to be dropped down here. Great position he's got. Only concern he's got now is over on this little section of wall. Outpost or 2 will do it. Interesting to note, we don't actually have a Song Dynasty coming through for either of these players. It's just Tang Dynasty. That is it. Dock going to go down. And not only is the dock going to go down, a lot of spearmen going to go down as well. More spearmen worth right there than the dock is. Dock's only 150 wood. Spearmen worth 80 res each. He lost about 4 of them. Keep going up over on the west side. As we identified. I feel like this keep probably could have been like maybe 2 or 3 tiles lower. Outpost going to come up instead. Makes sense. Age up now coming through from Beastie. Astronomical clock tower. No surprise there. And we do see the upgrades coming through. Armored hull, extra hammocks. So it increases the number of arrows fired by archer ships by 1. And increases the health of military ships by 20%. And ranged armor by +1. So really good for your archer ships. Exactly what you want. And I feel like once this upgrade comes through, the extra hammocks, Recon should be looking to push. He should be looking to make sure that Beastie is off the water completely. Because Beastie's age ups come through. And Beastie will be looking quickly to get his own upgrades. Keep in mind, he doesn't have a huge amount of vessels at the moment. Military ships. Not particularly. But the numbers here looking really solid for Recon. He's able to overwhelm his enemy. I think Beastie even knows that. You can just see, like, Beastie's not even microing. He's like, yeah, I think water's lost at this point. Beastie does invest into some emplacements. We do see the 36 bow damage coming through from the emplacement. Looks like he's picked up 1 so far. There's a 2nd one. 3rd one over here. 4th one coming in at the moment. So they are coming through slowly. But now look at this. Recon going to be able to camp the gold mine. 3,000 gold on that bad boy. Good luck getting that. I mean, Beastie just makes a springald, right? I think Beastie makes a springald and then that's it. He could just retake the gold mine. A single villager looking to repair through the palisade. Holding on for dear life. A 2nd one coming out to help. I love that he's just the attention to detail right here. Springald just keeping it all Gucci. And now Recon secures water. Look at the difference in score here. 1,600 points difference. 4,000 to 2,400. It's a massive difference between these two. Recon destroying Beastie on water. What does Beastie do from here? Beastie adds in the second town center. Keep in mind, Song Dynasty yet to come through for Beastie. Recon on the other side of the map has got Song Dynasty, though. The Barbican of the Sun was made. So he's going to be powering up those villages. He's also added in a second town center here. So the villager count for Recon, going to stay ahead. He's 16 villages up at the moment. And look at Beastie. Adding in more docks. And just going to do a little bit of a naughty raid. Villagers, though, watch out. Standing idle on the shoreline. Going to get taken out here by the archer ships. Manages to take out 4 of them before they run away. Nice little pickup there. Beastie within 11 villages now of his enemy. But keep in mind, that Song Dynasty's the difference. Beastie's still yet to click up with Song Dynasty. Does get chased away. And now able to take out those docks. 1 remains on this north shore. 3 over to the west. Stonewall's coming up for Beastie. He knows how to play this game. He knows what he's doing. It's so beautiful watching Beastie play the water. He's doing exactly the right thing. He needs to delay this game. That's the only way that he can win. The power of the water is short term. Of course, long term, there is also strength. But the real power of the water comes from the fishing boats. Take a look at this. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you thought you were safe, walling up the entirety of the map, someone walks through the middle and says, "Oh, no, 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 no." That was my impression of Carlos Matos. You may remember him from such films as Bitcoin. It's a good day. It's a good day. Keep goes down. Beautiful position here. Stables. Switches it up. Goes to the barracks instead. And he's behind enemy lines here. Obviously, Recon knows about these stone walls. And Beastie kind of treats these as... Best way to say would be as a safety net. Recon just bypasses it. You could look for even more stone walls now. Maybe that's what he does. Maybe adds in additional stone walls along this side just to stop any kind of push from coming through. Beastie adds a new dock. Oh, it's not even a new dock. This is an old dock that never got killed. Barbican finally getting added in here for Beastie. He's down 20 villagers at the moment. Next wall coming through. Palace Guard's going to get taken out here. Spring placement going to be doing more than enough. Barbican yet to get its Spring placement. This game is absolutely glorious here. Beastie holding on for dear life despite losing the water. This could be a masterpiece that we're seeing right now. He knows everything that he needs to do. The walls have come up. The town centers have come down. He's gone for a 3rd town center. He's sitting on the equivalent of 4.5 town centers right now. But we see on the other side, Recon's done the same thing. But remember, this is really what you want to be doing. The more town centers you make, the better it is for you. Let's explain. Okay. So if you're at a villager deficit of 20, okay, and your enemy makes 2 town centers and you make 2 town centers, you're both going to be making villages at the same rate. So you're still at a villager deficit of 20. So if your enemy makes 3 town centers and you make 3, you're still at that villager deficit of 20. But the difference is, because you've got 3 town centers instead of 2 or 1, that you're going to make up that deficit very, very quickly. You're going to climb into the late game much faster than what you would have had you gone for 1 or 2 town centers. And as a result, that deficit is going to be not meaningless necessarily, but it's going to be less meaningful. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained it correctly. But this is a good thing for Beastie right now. The only issue he's going to have is that there is an attack imminent. A lot of villagers here. Plenty of barracks. Double siege workshop. And Recon just taking complete control. Beastie with no real way back into this game at this point. He's not sneaking any raids. The only dock he's got is this dock up on the north side, and it's burning down. Second dock is under attack. I do take it back. I thought this one had been cleared. I guess not. And he's being cleaned up on all angles. It's still the score. How did he make up the score difference? Oh, look at the siege that Beastie's got. We were talking before about delaying the game by potentially putting down another stone wall. Beastie says, no, I don't need to, bro. I'm good. I'm just going to make siege. And I do like it. It makes a lot of sense. If these numbers really start to boost up, this could be really good for Beastie. Especially if he can take his enemy by surprise. Palace guards, crossbows together, moving out. Looking to try and take out the villagers. Building this outpost before it gets up. Recon does have vision on the siege behind it. Outpost gets cancelled. He wants to avoid playing with fire over here. Beastie going to have the advantage when it comes to siege. Siege workshop can always be supervised if he needs to, and the Springald's able to take out these ships at range. Look at the damage coming through. Yeah, you don't want to mess with those Springalds, my friend. They do a lot of damage. An extra 70 against ships. And now over towards the west side. It seems like Recon's actually looking to wall in Beastie. Beastie pushing down towards this forward base. How has he found a way back into this game? It's got to be the third town center. That's the only way. Because your enemy's now spending resources on villages, and you're spending resources on villages. Super smart from Beastie. But he's given up water completely. It's the other thing to consider. We'll switch it over. We're at the 25-minute mark. Let's have a look at the resources per minute. I apologize in advance. Or not apologize in advance. I just apologize right there. Should have been up 15 minutes ago. Keep coming down for Beastie. Very aggressive keep. Beastie knows that there are siege workshops here, right? He saw these siege workshops. It feels dangerous to be putting a keep down this close. But maybe that's part of the plan. Oh, that's part of the plan. He's got the trebuchet. The trebuchet going to be able to take out the siege workshop. There's not a whole lot of room back here. Beastie knows that he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Where does he put more siege workshops? He's getting caught with his pants down right now. The forward base doesn't have the production ability that the base at home has got. And that's where Beastie's advantage is. The forward keep coming down is going to secure this position. And now that siege workshop going to go down. There's no Imperial official to empower this. Beautiful trade out with the Springald's. We had a little bit of a drive-by attempt there. Looks like it's going to be unsuccessful. And Beastie holds on to this position. Second trebuchet also coming out now. Siege numbers looking very solid for him. 184 pop for Beastie. 181 pop for Recon. No sign of an Imperial Age just yet. There's the siege workshops coming down. Beastie, no vision on this at all. Does have a couple villages behind enemy lines though. Recon with no idea about them. Oh my lord, there's the H4. Didn't I just say that there was no indication of an H4 coming through? Well, I guess I am legally blind, ladies and gentlemen. That is impressive consistency. We do have the Imperial wheelbarrow coming through right now. This is a technology unique to the Imperial Age, I assure you. I think once you throw spaghetti at the wall like that, you just gotta hope that some of it sticks. Sacred Site now getting taken. Looks like we might have a win condition coming online here for Recon as he begins walling up the first of the Sacred Sites over towards the west side of the map. Or rather, east side of the map. Springle numbers looking solid for Marine Lord. I was going to say for BC. I'm falling apart right now, boys. And girls. And MBs. Where are the Springle numbers for Recon? He's sitting on 3 Springles. A 4th one coming in. Roller shutter triggers in queue. But I tell you right now, 4 Springles with roller shutter triggers ain't going to be enough to overcome 7 Springles from his enemy. And these guys are fast boys. These are speedy boys. These guys have got their greased axles. He moves forward looking to take out the Springle. Or looking to take out the Trebuchet. Good night, sweet prince. It goes down. Springle's going to have to fall back. And these guys do not have their greased axles. No, they do. Why are they so slow? They don't look like speedy boys. Springle's able to make a connection. The first one comes out. Keeps looking to fire down upon these units. He could be able to get a decent trade here as long as he keeps the Springles alive. And that's what he looks to do. The Keep is firing down upon the Springles. Decent hold here from Recon. Exactly what he wants to do. The villager count has now finally evened up and is in fact in favor of Beastie. Beautiful little hold right there. Now it's 3 Springles against 4. Nest of bees, nowhere to be seen. Trebuchet slowly working down these keeps. And now we've got a drop on the mainland. Recon pushing into the base of Beastie in this Chinese mirror. Palace guards yet to receive their elite upgrades. Battle Hardened just comes in now. A little bit of extra health and a keep going to get dropped down. It does get scouted out. Recon sees this. Does he go for it? He only sends 5 Palace guards. It should have been more. It should have been all. He needed more Palace guards here. It's not going to be enough to deny it. Lord Doubt does not smile upon this keep, that is for sure. He frowns upon it. Because there is no doubt in my mind that this keep goes up. There is just not enough Palace guards here to cut through these villages. And with this keep getting up, Beastie holds on a little longer. That push down towards the south yet to peter out. Springles are holding on for dear life as well. But now that keep comes up. The cleanup is coming through. Beastie managing to make his way back towards the farms. This is a high-octane game, I gotta say. I gotta say right now, this is an absolutely incredible game. I'm loving these drops coming through. Recon really using the power of the water. And the Imperial Age comes through for Beastie. It's gonna be the Spirit Way, no real surprise there. Yet to see any Baochuans out just yet. But I do keep my eye out. I do hope that one day maybe we will get a Baochuan. With those thunderclap bombs potentially. Bloomery, or rather decarbonization coming through. Insulated helm gonna be the next one. Elite army tactics also coming through for Recon. Over on the other side, Beastie going for elite palace guards and boiling oil. A great defensive upgrade. You can see right now just how much Recon is suffering. Needs to add in more siege. The consequence of not having your siege at home is that you cannot supervise it. And we can see Beastie's doing exactly the right thing, but he's got roller shutter triggers locked behind a Springald that can't be produced. This is terrible for him. Such an important technology. And sitting right there, it only takes 24 seconds to research. But it's going to take forever. Because that Springald's going to have to beat out the archers, the crossbows, the men-at-arms, or rather the palace guards. And the cleanup has happened now. Riding on board with Beastie. He's got great control on his side of the map. But it starts to look concerning the status of his wood. He's on 4k wood at the moment, which is plenty. But where does he go after this? There's not a lot left. Sacred Site number 1 has been captured. But Sacred Site 2, despite it sitting on the safe side of the map for Recon, has yet to be taken. An opportunity missed potentially for him. A little bit of a Treb trade out here. I suspect in Chinese mirrors we're probably going to see a lot more Trebs than we will Bombards. I think that it's unlikely that you see Bombards just because Springalds with the extra 2 range are very difficult to out-micro. They're faster, they've got more range than the Bombards, so if you ever get caught out of position, if you ever look away for even a second, that's it. You lose your Bombards, and they're very expensive units to lose. Whereas Trebs, they're always nice and safe behind walls, under keeps, so your enemy will have to commit quite a heavy amount to actually disable them. Sacred Victory finally approaching now. Could have been taken 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago even. Beastie gonna have to look to work some magic here. When it comes to defensive structures, not a whole lot around this Sacred Site. But obviously Recon's got 1,600 stone in the bank. And the Yuan dynasty begins. For Beastie. Don't tell me he's gonna do it. There's the landmark there, Imperial Palace. Coming through. He's got access to Imperial spies if he so chooses. We do see a bombard coming out for Beastie now. Over on the other side of the map, Recon yet to enter the Yuan dynasty. Arguably the best late game dynasty that you can be in, the Yuan dynasty. Adds a bit of extra movement speed to all of your units. Your villagers, your Imperial officials, your crossbows. I think it also affects your Springalds. Not 100% sure. In fact, we could probably check that. We could check that. Looks like it doesn't. 1.01 is the base. Or rather, it's the base with greased axles. So at this point, it looks like Beastie will be committing to this West Sacred Site rather than to the East Sacred Site. The East one looks pretty tough to take, I'll be honest. And now Recon just camping it up. Up to 10,000 food at the moment. I feel like 10,000 food is probably the threshold where you could start deleting fishing boats. Like, no one's going to get mad at you for deleting fishing boats here, Recon. That's fine. I give you the permission. How many's he got out here anyway? 19 fishing boats? 23 fishing boats? It's quite a lot of fishing boats. He's got a huge amount of food coming through as well. And now we've got trade, Recon. Going for the classic trade that we do always expect to see out of him. Sometimes he leaves us hanging a little bit. Recon actually the only player with the ability to get that full map trade length coming through just yet. Beastie going to have to trade out to this position, and he'll be lucky if he gets 60 gold with that trade. The other alternative is over on the west side. Might be looking at about 80 gold with that one. Maybe 90 if he's lucky. But we do hear Treb's actually over on the east side, looking to take down the keep. Might need to pull a couple villagers to repair this keep. Beastie moving forward. Palace guards yet to receive battle-hardened upgrade or elite army tactics for Beastie. Compare that to the 252 health. And look at the Springles. Springles, no. Not like this, Springles. No, Springles, you are not knights. Springles, no. This is not your job. But he's going to just frontline it anyway. He says, you know what? Don't worry, guys. It's fine. We got this. Beastie able to out-micro right now against Recon. Look at Beastie just holding the fort. He's got the extra health on these guys. Compare that over to the Springald. 150 health versus the 228 because of the clock tower. Look at this. All clock tower Springles, baby. Against these normal Springles. The consequence of going for this forward base. You don't get the clock tower. You're not breaking through these Beastie walls. Keep in mind, these walls defending the sacred site are Beastie's walls. They are not Recon's. He cannot break through these unless he eats himself through. And now biology coming through for Recon, rather. We could expect to see a switch any second into cavalry. Sacred site being neutralized. Over on the west, I couldn't find it at first. I'm like, where is the sacred site being neutralized? Veteran horseman actually finding a way through the wall here. The bombard breaking its way through. Villagers getting caught out. Sacred site gonna be neutralized here. Villagers a little bit too late to move. Gonna try and contest it. He should have this. Springald in placement, not on the outpost. He's gonna need more than that. More villagers on the south side. Palace guards making their way over. And now that keep, it is burning. And we see the Great Wall Gatehouse coming up for Recon. Over on the east side, he's holding on with his sacred site. Over on the west side, though, Beastie looks to take out the sacred site, and the victory condition is lost for now. But breaking through once again, Recon looks to try and make his way through, but the Fire Lancers are coming out for Beastie. Look how many Fire Lancers there are right now for Beastie. It's a huge amount of Fire Lancers coming out for Beastie. Massive. 41 Fire Lancers on my screen. Where did these come from? There they came from. Look at the stables that he's got. 12 stables at the moment. A huge amount. Oh, don't you dare do it, Beastie. I know what you're thinking. You're not going to be able to do it to the Great Wall Gatehouse. For anybody wondering, trying to landmark, if you ever try and landmark snipe China, you can't kill the Great Wall Gatehouse unless you have siege. Units can't kill it. Because it's a landmark on a stone wall. It seems a little bit strange, I agree. But that's just the way it is. Well, it seems like the position over on the west side is falling apart as we speak for Recon. Beastie, beautiful micro coming in. Look at the way that he micros it and splits it. Recon has 9 Springalds and they all fire at one of Beastie's Springald. Beastie has like 4 Springalds and everyone is firing at a different unit. That's the difference in speed right there. That's speed 5 for you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, gosh. That was a bit of a meme though, wasn't it? Fire Lantern numbers really starting to rise here. I don't even think Beastie needs to go for a landmark snipe. I think that many Fire Lancers is going to be more than enough to clean up this position on the west side. And now back over towards the east side. Fire Lancers coming through for Recon here. Or rather, Elite Horsemen instead. Wall going to get broken down. It's hard to tell the difference between these two sometimes. Ming Dynasty for Recon. Yuan Dynasty for... I was going to say for Spear Lord. For Marine Lord, no, for Beastie. There we go. We get it eventually. Don't worry. Where are those? It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. There they are. I'm sitting there going, where are they? They're somewhere. They're somewhere right now, and indeed they are. He's going for the snipe. What does he go for here? Because when it comes to landmarks, remember what we said before, the Great Wall Gatehouse, you need to take it out with siege. But Beastie knows that, and he's walled up completely. He could just look to try and overwhelm his enemy here. He goes and snipes all of the landmarks down and then finishes it off. No way he does this right now. Look at the amount of Fire Lancers there are here. But we can see the Court Architects has come through. A little bit of extra health. It means that Recon is going to be able to hold on a bit longer, but keep in mind, all of that production that he made was over on the west side. It wasn't in his main base. Beastie's always been under attack, which means that his production is in his base, amongst his landmarks. Compare that to his opponent, Recon, who has got nothing in his base. Just a couple of landmarks, a couple of ranges. And everything is getting destroyed. Recon is slowly bringing units back towards the base, but the consequence of no stone walls to protect the front means that he's in a tough position. Now looking to try and focus down a few villagers on the backside, trying to get a little bit more value out of these Fire Lancers before they meet their demise to the elite Palace Guards. West side, more Palace Guards taking down Nest of Bees. East side, Fire Lancers just chilling out, enjoying the view as the Great Wall Gatehouse takes them out. Bombard gets exploded in the blink of an eye. And villager count right now for Beastie is beginning to dwindle. He's down 40 villagers. Recon's up on 130, or 113 rather. But look at the amount of units that's just funneling out. I think Beastie might have actually deleted villagers. I wouldn't be surprised. He's got that many resources. But you can see he's strapped for cash right now, specifically wood. 240 wood a minute. He's got big dreams, this kid, but unfortunately, he's going to need more wood to fulfill them. We've all been in that spot though, haven't we? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. Oh, jeez. Landmark sniping at the moment. We've got one. Whoa, hold on a minute. We've still got these guys in the base. One landmark remains. So I think we've got 2 landmarks that have gone down. I think 2 landmarks that have gone down. 1, 2. That's it for now. 3rd landmark is over here. 4th landmark is getting taken out. Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening. Does he know where the last one is? Beastie might know. I think he's just discovered it now with this Fire Lancer. And there's so many units up towards the north. Spearman, though, getting a nice little block in. Fire Lancers trying their best. We can see it is 3 out of 6 at the moment. 4 out of 6. Barbican goes down. 2 landmarks remaining. It's the Spirit Way. It's the Astronomical Clock Tower. He's still got the ability to make the Yuan Dynasty, or the Imperial Palace, and he does that. But he's going to need to cancel it. The Fire Lancers have found it already. He needs to put it in the corner somewhere. Cancel it and bring it up over there. No, don't let it get up. What are you doing? No, don't let it get up. He lets it get up, but it's just going to go down so quickly. The Fire Lance production is just heading directly towards this. More Palace Guards now coming out. Still, I think we're still missing the Elite Army Tactics, or the Battle Hardened, yeah. Still missing the Battle Hardened upgrade. Finally coming in, though. Back over on the east side. Boar still yet to get involved in the action. Speaking of action, Junk looking to try and get in on it as well. Bombards working their way through. He's got 3 Bombards up towards the north. Slowly taking out all the production. 2 landmarks remain. 3 landmarks remain, I apologize. We've got that Imperial Palace and attacks happening all over this map right now. Beastie looking to hold on and finish this game, but he's using his own walls. Just when you thought you were safe, they aren't my walls, they're yours. And the Spearmen make it through. He's going to be able to siege down that Imperial Palace with impunity. Mass beginning to build for Recon. Recon down, look at his villager count. He's down to 51 villagers. I don't know when that happened. In the blink of an eye, Recon has gone down to absolutely no villagers. 48 villagers now, and he continues to lose them. Moving forward, looking to take out the Bombards. They're high-value targets, but at this point in time, all the damage has been done. Your Great Wall Gatehouse is dead, and that's the last thing that's protecting you from those snipes. More villagers going down. Beastie overwhelming his opponent right now. Recon sitting at 96 population. Beastie at 200 population. There are so many resources in the bank for Recon right now, but just not enough production. He's got 35 Fire Lancers in queue. But he doesn't even have the slightest advantage. How does Beastie turn this around? How does he do it? We are witnessing a Chinese masterclass. A Mediterranean masterclass, if you will. This is beauty. This is literal beauty that we are witnessing here. And we may actually be casting our very first Beastie Cutie victory. The way this game is looking like it might go. He's pulling ahead on score. He's up 2k points. And he continues hovering for these landmarks. He's got confirmation on where they are. And now the 5th one goes down. Main town center yet to be repaired. Astronomical Clock Tower, as well as the Spirit Way, going to be those final targets. Let's see how he looks to play it as the mass continues building. He's on 86 military pop, but by the same token, Recon's got a pretty heavy army as well. And up towards the north, he's trying to find a way back through. Beastie trying to take what little wood is available left on this map. Spears together with Palace Guards. Spearmen actually yet to be upgraded. They're only veteran Spearmen. And look at the number of Fire Lancers we've got coming out here. It's going to be a counter drop that we've got. We've got 2 landmark snipe potentials coming through. But Beastie's got a huge number of Fire Lancers here. And the Spearmen aren't elite. And there's not enough of them. He needs to go now. If he wants to make a move, he needs to do it now. There are 2 landmarks that remain. No repairing coming through just yet. I say that, and the Barbican's coming up. If he's able to stay alive for long enough, that Barbican could be his saving grace. It's in an easy-to-defend position. The reinforcements are going to always back him up. He's got plenty of production going on behind this. And now the spearmen make their way into the base. Palace guards as well. He's trying to draw away the fire lancers. He knows where these last landmarks are. There's 2 of them to go. But still, the fire lancers just sit. They just bide their time. What is he doing with these fire lancers? If he wants to go, he needs to go now. And indeed, it is the time that he decides to do it. Palace guards and spears looking to clean up on the backside. This is all he's got defending his last 2 landmarks. Barbican. Where's the villagers from the Barbican? These guys need... Where did you guys go? No! You were the chosen one! You were meant to keep the Barbican alive! And now the fire lancers are going to be able to finally take out the spear away. Just as recon commits across the ocean. Not a demo in sight, but look at all the outposts on the shoreline. Fortunately, no emplacements on them. Landmark number 1 about to go down. Landmark 2 going to be under attack as well. Recon holding on for dear life. Spearmen underneath. But the Spirit Way going to be buffing up these Fire Lancers. Extra health coming in. Extra attack speed coming in. More Fire Lancers coming in now for Recon. But look, where are the villagers? Where are the villagers? He's down to 40 villagers at the same time on the other side of the map. Beastie's production is insane. He's on 110 villagers, but he's just overwhelming his enemy at the shoreline. And with this, he stands no chance. Beastie is victorious in an absolute masterpiece on Mediterranean. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this casted game, make sure you go check out Beastie. Make sure you go check out Recon. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch them. What an absolute game right there for you. Wow. Jeez Louise, that was good.